Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives podcast Weekend Poppin' that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fuck.
Moving down the road. Yeah, the pitching machine. You'll never guess why they call her the pitching machine. So... Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast, Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the strongest of STEM, Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, Lyn Dub, Justin Richardson, the bad boy Bern Podcasy, and the ginger Cocksmen, Brad Richardson. Lyn Dub, how we doing, my man?
It's doing good.
Doing good, looking good. Lasmeeshma, how are you, sir?
Wonderful, man.
Love it, love it. The Ginger Cocksman, back on the pop or back on the show and on the poppin'. How are you doing, sir?
Fantastic. Happy to be back.
Hey, man, happy to have you. Very nice. Benoit Casse, how we doing, brother?
Every week, it's just more and more impressive. I'm great, man. I'm great. Thanks for the phenomenal intro.
Yeah, of course, anytime. Strong STEM. What do we got going on? How's America?
Listen, here's the problem. I thought I was having a little bit of a shitty day and week, right? And then I just seen this fucking schmuck on the, I don't know what they call it, the shit where they do the biggest trick possible and you're the biggest asshole on the planet.
Sure.
On the skis. Chestnut. This dickhead did like 67 flips, landed directly on his fucking back. And bounced up. That's why I was laughing. You had to mute me. But I watched this dude. They usually don't fall. But that fucking did it. He's not from America. So suck my dick. How's that feel, pussy?
Yeah, that's
Eat
what you
that,
get.
Denmark.
Very
yeah,
nice.
Suck a dick, Norway.
Well, in case you're wondering, you can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can hang out with us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so my wife leaves me hell alone about doing the show. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast, Weekend Poppin'. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
All right, so let's chat, fellas. Last week we had this week we aired the Dominic McGinley episode. Really good stuff. Honestly, this kid, love the shit out of this kid. He's a good kid, and loved having him on. Loved letting him air out his story. Like seeing, he's one of those kids where kind of took him under my wing and got to see him grow and get some confidence and just, evolve. Really, really liked the show. Really thought it came out well. He had he has an interesting way of explaining things and stuff like that. But Lasmeeshma, what did you think of the Dominic McGinley episode?
Dude, it was a great episode, but when you guys were doing the rundown for the video games, between you and J-Dub, you were driving me fucking insane with the Mario games. First, you guys were like Super Mario World for NES. It's not for NES. All the NES games were they were called Super Mario Brothers, like 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
That's right.
Then J-Dub almost gets it. Like, he brings it up. He's like, it's Super
Land
Mario Land, the one with the Yoshi and the cape and everything. And that's the game. That's Super Mario World. That one is for Super Nintendo. Super Mario Land was the shitty one for Game Boy that like nobody played.
No.
But you guys were like just fucking so wrong about everything.
Yeah.
I know Bern feels
I
like
heard-
me. You guys.
I heard they
Hurt my feelings.
I heard they're spreading misinformation on
They
the
were.
NE64.
Ooh.
That's right.
Just SNES, baby. I mean,
Yeah.
like we haven't gotten above, like 32 bits yet.
Apologize,
Yeah.
Matt.
Not gonna lie though, our family, we were a Sega family until
It shows.
64.
Respect.
We didn't have Super. We had Nintendo, but I broke that real quick. And then then we had Sega. We had our first Sega Genesis. I broke that also. Then we had our
Can't
second.
give you nice things.
Then we had our
Yeah.
second Sega Genesis, which survived. We went Sega CD a little bit that we discussed, and then and then we did then we got 64,
Now-
and that's the fucking world right there.
Can I ask a quick question? Did you what's the guy's name from the book where he squeezes the rabbit too hard? Did you do one of them like
George?
Hey,
Lemmy. It's Lemmy from
Yeah,
Mice and Men.
from
Were you,
Mice
going,
and
were you like petting the fucking Sega and then just crushed it on accident?
So honestly,
Tell me again, George.
It's
Fucking
not,
polar bear.
It wasn't my fault that I broke the Sega. It was Tom's
Bullshit.
fault. So everyone knows, right? When you're playing a game and you have like an older sibling there, they're the fucking worst person ever, right? Like you're trying to
I feel
concentrate.
your pain.
I'm trying to play
Yeah.
Sonic. I'm just trying to.
You're
do it.
welcome.
Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
know.
Feel
It's
your
gonna
pain.
make you better,
Yeah,
man. It's gonna
fuck
make
you,
better.
Bern.
I'm getting.
I mean, I know what I know.
I'm trying to do my thing. Sonic can be cheap sometimes, where it's like I fucking hit the button, it didn't fucking work, and I got
Game's cheating.
yeah, exactly. Then I got shit fucker, and I remember this morning I was like, I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna get a lot of time in before anyone gets up. No, as soon as I get up, 5 minutes later, fuckhead's down there yelling on bothering me while I'm doing it. I'm like, I barely got into this fucking thing. And then, then I'm like, I die.
Did he want to play, or did he just want to bother you while you play?
Both. He wanted to bother me, and then he was up next because once you get a game over, it's someone else's turn. That's the rule.
Sure.
And so I died, and he's like laughing at me. I'm like, "Fuck you!" And I threw the controller at him, but the
Ooh.
controller had a cord, right?
Mhm.
And the cord's
Yeah.
attached to the Sega, and the Sega was on a shelf. So when I threw it,
Not for long.
yeah, it fell. The Sega came off the shelf, fell, and never worked again. So shout out Sega, fan of the show, listen to the show. But
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but then
And
about
Sonic.
Justin and I,
what's that?
Justin
Brad?
and I, we will discuss this on a future episode, but we had a habit of breaking television remotes in the house,
Yeah,
but never once did we ever harm a console.
Never.
It's
We
completely
were
unheard of.
animals. We would break
Yes.
controllers. I snapped game discs in half in rage, but never.
That was a
fucking
game
console.
of that was a
And
game
never
of
fucking
NFL
TV.
Blitz.
yeah.
We were playing a game of NFL Blitz,
Great
and he would always beat me in the sports games. It was fantastic.
Great.
I was on a run. I was just absolutely destroying them, just
Playing on your
touchdown
head.
after touchdown.
Yeah.
And then
Best game of
after
your life.
honestly, I'm up 35, and then I catch an interception, and he just switches. He takes his fist. I'm surprised he didn't break it then, because it was the PlayStation and had the open button on the top.
Okay.
So he just pounded on the open lid on it. Thing comes open. He takes the disc out, and I can see his face changing, and that's my cue to get the fuck out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I run out of his room and I book it down the stairs, and he stands at the top of the staircase holding this NFL Blitz like it's Mufasa in the air, and he just starts snapping it and then throwing shards of the disc down the stairs at me, like the rage.
Yeah.
Like Bane when he breaks Batman's back, like, he wants everyone to see it. He's gonna make a big show and then cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just screaming and
Dude,
hurling
Cheat,
glass
yo,
at
the
me.
game cheated.
No, dude, the rate.
But I won't have a cheater in my house.
That's the thing. Video games now, I will say, they aren't as the game doesn't cheat as much, but there were times that
Dude,
the
Blitz
game
was
fucking
bad.
The game.
If you were leading, it would start. It cheated,
Yes, yes. If you're winning in blitz, you will the defender will jump 30 feet in the air to steal an interception, or you'll fumble for no reason. That
Yeah,
game was
here's the-
so fucked up, man.
But here's the thing. You, once you realize that you set the expectations, I remember my sophomore year of college, me and my roommate, who was a former guest on the show, we used to put blitz on 15-minute quarters, and if you scored, you got to hit the bomb. And if you didn't get to hit the bong. And like that was just a great way to like start a
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon at like 1 p.m. All of a sudden it's like 1:50 and you're like, all right, well, let's go eat something and figure out what our day is going to be. But I'm going to be high till 6. Yeah, put blitz on 15-minute quarters. It's such a grind. It's because you're right. It's so back and forth because everyone gets up by 3 touchdowns at some point. But when the game's that long, the cheating happens back and forth.
Yeah.
So it always ends up like 121, 118, regardless of like who's better or not.
Yeah.
It was always a 1-score game.
Did everyone, when you had like to stay home from sick or stay sick, like stay home sick from school, right? Did you ever do the thing where you played like a full 15 quarters of a football game, right? Where you're like, well, I got time to kill. Might as well play fucking, do the whole thing on NFL 95. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 15 minutes. Like, I'm running the ball. I'm playing for field position here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. No, I never did that. I never had the patience for that.
Yeah, who does? So
I'm not a very good poker player either for the same reason.
Yeah, same. So nice. All right. Well, yeah, Liam, sorry that we messed up all those video games. I mean, I got the every answer correct though. I correctly guessed his top 5. So shout out to me for being a genius. But other than that, okay. Either way, great shout. So nice. Let's keep it moving. Young Bradley. So what did you think about the Dominic McGinley episode?
I thought it was fantastic. I love video games as much guy. I'm still playing right now.
Sure.
So I could listen to people talk about that pretty much all day.
Yeah.
And Liam's 1,000% right. If you don't know your Mario facts, like what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
What are you doing? That's the ABCs. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I would agree. And honestly, I would love to get a video game like kind of roundtable. We had talked about it. So maybe in the future, if you're good at game talk, I mean, maybe we'll all jump in on it. Who knows? But yeah, sorry, keep going.
Absolutely. Brad. Yeah, it's great. Well, for a quick recommend, Resident Evil 8 Village is fantastic. Playing that right now. Check it out.
I want to see it.
What is it called?
Resident Evil Village. It's the 8th one in the series.
Oh wow!
And it's fun as hell, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, it looks good.
Is Resident Evil an only PlayStation one?
I'm not sure.
It's on Xbox too.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Capcom.
Are you? So what are you? Xbox or
Wait, did I hear Capcom?
Yeah, too much Resident
At least
Evil.
I know that reference. Fucking Street Fighter.
Hell yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. What's up,
PlayStation.
now I'm in.
Yeah.
Tiger.
What are you?
Wonka,
PlayStation or Xbox?
Yeah, I go PlayStation. I just secured a PS5 like 2 weeks ago or something. It's fantastic.
Nice.
It's very exciting.
Lashmees?
PlayStation or Xbox? PlayStation's better, definitely.
Bern?
I've only ever lived with people who had PlayStations. I've had 2 Xboxes. I had no complaints, but I'm not passionate about the debate. PlayStation probably is better.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The Spider-Man games is pretty irritating.
I wish I could play Halo.
Wow.
Irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish I could play God of War.
Dang it, so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Dumb good, yo.
Yeah, nice.
So
yeah, what else?
Steve, what about you? Which one do you?
I was gonna say, what? You just gonna blow by me, Matt? My fucking opinion doesn't. Because you want to know my fucking opinion? Neither
Steve's
you fucking dorks. I value pussy. So instead of playing video games with my fucking nerdy friends like you assholes, I'm trying to fuck anything that walks. So that makes me a better human being than you.
He plays
also Steve really misses Tetris.
He plays a
I play a PlayStation 1 golf. Was that 2, J-Dub?
Yeah, you play a PS2 that's been on since 2018. It's running Romeo's apartment for 3 years, and all it has inside of it is Hot Shots 3.
Really?
Yeah, and
he doesn't turn it off?
Nah, it just runs forever.
Sometimes we do, sometimes you don't. I won't play for a week. I'll roll into his apartment, go to turn on the TV, and the Hot Shots is up, and I'm like, that's the same game. Damn, cuz you turn this joint off.
Yeah, these are my scores from last Friday, man. Like,
yeah, he doesn't have a memory card. That's why he doesn't turn it off.
Incredible.
That's fucking great.
Smart.
Nice.
But you know, maybe the memory card for the PlayStation 2 is really expensive now because it's like vintage. You know what I mean? Like maybe you have to find that.
Probably.
You're right,
Pay that
right.
shit.
You
It
can't
might
find
be,
Probably.
collector's item only.
Might as well just buy
It's like-
another PlayStation. Yeah.
I mean, they're like grading retro video games now. So like this is old news now. A couple months ago, well over $1 million for like a pristine copy of Super Mario 64.
Oh,
Someone
Holy
paid
wow.
$1 million.
shit.
They
Really?
they like comic book graded it. It was like a 9.9.
shit.
It's like, and someone's like, I have the money and I want that, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I know
Wow.
I know the NCAA games that EA did.
They get big
are-
money?
Mhm.
No, because they don't make them anymore.
Yeah, because they stopped making
and
them.
they
like,
were
8 years ago.
big.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they were really big. Yeah.
They
They
were
were like
awesome games.
No,
And they were
great.
they were Madden. They were just like they were Madden, but they were 20% easier.
Yeah.
So if you didn't want to do all the work you had to do to be good at Madden, you can play like the NCAA games, or even they had an NFL one too. But like it was just like your chances of returning a kick in Madden are 0. Your chance of returning a kick in this game was like 9%. You're like, that's
Yeah.
all I need.
Yeah,
Just
you're
need to
Brady
be a little
Quinn
more
throwing
excited.
bombs to
Little
Samardzija.
And you could
Yeah.
run the option,
Samardzija. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Where'd that?
Yeah,
and your receiver would drop. Your best receiver would drop the ball on a big third down because it's college.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
no, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
yeah. No one
Yeah.
can kick ever.
Yeah. So nice. All right. Very cool. Young Bradley, what else you got?
Well, I wanted to copy 2 weeks ago was
Okay.
the Alan Bach episode.
You're right.
So I wanted
yeah.
to hop in and comment on quickly because this is a name I've heard about for years, never actually met him.
Great dude.
But for
I agree.
for about a year and a half, 2 years, I lived either in his childhood home
It was his
or
grandma's.
his grandmother's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're familiar with the place then there.
Yeah, Brad, I've been there with you. Like,
That's right too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Remember we had a
Got lost in
WWE.
the roses.
We had when
Yeah,
you were-
hell
you
yeah.
were-
I got lost
I've
in the
never been.
roses.
I've never been either.
you lived there with Shake, right?
That's right.
And I remember being over there one time with Shake, and we had like a big WWE match in the living room, and I knocked Shake, like I hit Shake into the couch, and we knocked the couch over, and it was the fucking. And I gave Bell like a rock bottom on the side yard, and he didn't stay down for the people's elbow, and it was the whole thing. It was a whole just the disrespect.
Is that disrespectful? Okay.
Oh, the most. But I'll tell you this. So, Bach's grandmom lived there. He called her Nan. She was like a nice old lady. You know what I mean? But we would go over there, and she would make us like Coke floats, right? So it'd just be like a float, like a root beer float, but with Coca-Cola instead of
Grandma.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
whatever. Ice cream and a Coke. Fuck
Yeah. Oh, it
dude,
was
let's
no.
go.
It was
Hell yeah, Grandma.
But it
All right,
was
man.
great. So 2 things happened. One, we went in there and like Alan would just walk in, right? And he'd just say, Nan, 2 Coke floats. And she would just bring him out, right?
Hell
And she-
yeah, man.
She was a little older, a little not seeing good. So one time,
Oh no.
Alan.
Oh no.
So one time she gave, they had a dog, and the dog had to take medication, and they had dog ice cream to help the dogs take the
this
medication.
is going
Fantastic.
south.
So we had,
fast.
we had a Coke float with dog ice cream, which
It's
is
probably still good. I don't.
it
give
was,
a fuck.
you know,
I'll
we
eat that
didn't
right
even
now.
fucking
I
notice.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, didn't notice. And then the second thing is that one time Alan was like away somewhere, right? And I forget where he was, but he was gone for like the day. And I was with Kevin Byers, fan of the show, listener to the show. And I was like, yo, this is all we have to do. I know exactly. She can't really see us, right? And you look, your shape is vaguely the same as Alan's, right? So just put a hat on and just save this when we walk in, right? So we go in, don't say anything. And because she'd be like, hey, Allie, you know what I mean? And he'd just walk in and say, hey, Nan, 2 Coke floats. She came out, gave us 2 Coke floats, kissed him on the cheek. We watched like Muppet Babies or whatever was on the fucking TV, finished the Coke floats, and fucking left. And
You're
just
a
see you later,
fucking
man.
monster.
It was
Scumbag.
It
You
was-
fucking scumbag.
Dude, it was a fucking dude. I remember the whole time. I'm like, she can't see a fucking thing. She cannot see a fucking thing.
Shit.
Right? I was like, she has no idea it's us. Because she knew me. Because I would say, hi, Mrs. Bach. You know what I mean? Like I would say hi, right? And she's like, oh, hey, Matt. You know, like she knew me because I was always with Al. But yeah, it was the fucking move. I mean, one of the
it was really you who swindled her. You were the accomplice.
The piece of shit.
Well, it was my, it was my brainchild. But yeah.
Sure,
yeah, so then Brad, you would end up living in that house, and
sadly,
where Matt used to swindle floats.
Sure.
I was gonna say, yeah, like we definitely disrespected her house and death. I didn't know her, but I didn't realize you were pulling ones on her when she was still alive. So I feel slightly less bad about what we did in that place.
She was a nice lady. His granddad lived there for a while too. And his granddad was like just like a total badass. He was a baseball scout, I think because his other granddad was like a big football guy, and then his dad's dad was a baseball scout for I think the Tigers. So yeah, that like legit. That's how he made his money. He was scouting baseball for the Tigers, right? Like I was like back in the day, you know. So the golden era of baseball, he's getting fucking Ty Cobb or whoever the fucking play for the Tigers. So yeah, it was pretty sweet. But yeah, so yeah,
pretty sick.
Yeah.
Who's the piano player in the house?
No one. I don't know.
No one.
Yeah. Back then you just had a piano as like decoration, I think.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah.
Wait, it came with the piano? The house came with the piano?
They're so fucking heavy.
It was too fucking heavy.
Yeah.
You can't move those fucking things.
Nightmare.
Ugh. Yeah, after
he claims that to be playing during the night and no one in the house played. I guess Tom played.
Yeah.
But rumors that it was played before I moved there. I play a little bit.
Yeah.
Many rumors of that.
Yeah. Fun fact, that house is owned by former guest of the show, friend of the show, Mr. Bowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest on the show, the master carpenter. And then after you moved out, his son, former guest of the show, friend of the show, Jay Bowers, moved in with his wife and 2 kids after you moved out. So yeah.
That's right. We had to go apartment searching. So at that point, it would have been Tom and Jill. Yeah. And then it was me, this girl, Colleen, and a stripper named Lacey.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of questionable people. Tom and Jill put up with a lot.
Oh, bro. Well, they had.
They were saints.
Yeah.
They put up with a lot in that house.
Apparently, they would tell me about this one girl that it was like a Craigslist girl that they met that needed an apartment that was from
Craigslist. Oh, fuck.
It was getting desperate at the end.
She was from Pittsburgh, and she said, like, they would tell me that the house stunk because she's cooking like brats and sauerkraut all the time. Like, that's what's like,
Olak, what's going on here?
Like, that's what's like.
You should be so lucky. You should be so lucky.
It's like a Woblewski or something.
Yeah.
Kitchen all day, every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would also blow out the power every single day with like the hair dryer. She would run like so much. She had like a microwave in the room, and the hair dryer going, and every morning. So I'd be up in the attic, and I'm up there playing PS3 or whatever, relaxing, and then just and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I am sweating down cabbage.
So many ladies.
What was
how many people total at a time?
Oh, it was it would be because it was 3.
I think we would keep it at like
it was 4 bedroom, because Shake and Jill lived in the same room, so they shared a room, so that's 2. Then there was 2 other bedrooms on the middle floor. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's 2 bedrooms on the middle floor. So like, I think Belle lived in one, A-Man lived there for a while. And then there was the 3rd floor was an attic that was converted into like a bedroom living space. Like most of those twins are. Oh, dude, it's like that's its own apartment. That's its own apartment in itself.
Yeah. So A-Man lived up there.
Yeah.
A-Man lived up there. Belle had like a room next to the bathroom. It was so small, and he like picked it. And it's like, I don't understand. I'm basically like, what room do you want? He's like, this one. And I'm like, okay.
Probably slept under the bed.
Yeah.
There were so many beer cans on the floor. There were he never threw his beer away. He would drink a beer in his room and throw it on his carpet.
Dude, I remember one time I picked up, I heard he was down in the dumps. So I picked up Giuliano's and brought it over to him in bed.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like all fucking whacked. And I walked in. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, do I have to throw this to you? I can't even walk on this floor. But yeah, he was now Dave Bowers, friend of the show, listener to the show, and Pete, party boy Pete McCormick's younger brother Jimmy live in that house. So there you go. Yeah, shout out 6th Street. What else? Anything else you got, Stud Muffin?
No, happy to move on. I just want to talk about that house a little bit. I loved it.
Yeah.
The attic was the best. Do you remember the flower wallpaper in that?
Yeah, I remember everything.
And so it was the absolute best. So it's like, I mean, you take so many people down and start walking up like this old rickety stairs, and it definitely smelled like an old attic. Like that was the one downside to it.
Yeah.
Like it just held odd moisture, but it was a giant room. And it had this terrible, fantastic wallpaper.
He just said
it
held odd moisture.
I mean, listen, I have to imagine that's an advantage for a ginger Cocksmen like yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely, it was, because you don't want to get lost in the flowers.
No.
Yeah.
Don't get lost.
Brad, did you bang the stripper that lived there?
No, I did not. You're
a fucking liar.
No. She looked like she was not.
Was she like a show and tell stripper or a fucking Delilah stripper?
She was like a Susie stripper.
Oh, yeah, it was not good.
Like, she was a trash person. She was just ironing dollar bills and just yelling at people.
Yeah, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or her handler, but there was this like older guy that was like with her. Dude, we're sitting in the living room just like drinking beers and shit. And he comes in like holding her in that like fireman carry or whatever. Okay. But like under her ass and above his arms, he's got a box of Dominoes. So he's bringing in a pizza like and a body. And the pizza starts slipping, and he went to like adjust it, and I watched him just whack her head on the side of the door as he's walking in, and then I was like, yo, and they just stumble right upstairs. It's like, woo.
I love
she sounds awesome.
Yeah, love this
Hell
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she just walked up the stairs with no underwear on. You take a look, but nah, she looked like the
it looked like a quickly packed suitcase. Is that what you're saying?
He's the handler of the
finally
titty committee.
Yeah. Let's take a look. She looked like the kid from Dazed and Confused, though, like the little brother.
The pitcher?
Little dude.
Yeah.
The dude?
Mitch Kramer?
Yeah.
Mitch Kramer.
Yeah, Mitch Kramer. So, she was not my style and just a terrible person.
All right.
Well, what's wrong with Mitch, man?
Sounds right up my alley. Where's she at?
Yeah. She,
right?
Fan of the show, listen to the show. Salsa Tinder. There we go. Shout out.
Suck it, you fucking weirdos.
Nice.
You'll find her. Bring cash.
Yeah, nice. So yes, you could probably go meet her at Susie's if you needed to. So let's keep it moving. So Benoit Cassay, what'd you think about the Dominic McGinley episode?
Great episode. I met him at the live jam, and he was just a young dude, just full of enthusiasm. He was a really sweet boy. He came across that way as well. Yeah. He did infect me. I spent way too much time over the last, probably 27, 28 hours trying to list my favorite 5 video games if I had to do it. Yeah. I had to exclude sports games. I had to make a second list. The whole thing, it's really eating up a lot of my time. I will say, though, what I thought was really funny is at one point you and your brother dropped an "I'm just joshing" line, right? So I was at work last week at the bar, and we were trying to figure out what is the whitest thing anybody in the world can say. And we settled on "I'm just joshing" is about the whitest thing. I don't think there's another culture in the world. My suggestion was tally ho, which I think is pretty white.
Both used extensively at Villanova.
Oh, dude, fucking no idea.
The origin comes from the Nova.
What I'm saying is I'm an authority on the subject. Somebody said for shizzle, but I was like, well, right now for shizzle is the way. So you can say, origins, but in 2001, not really co-opted yet by the paler sect. Yeah. So I had a long conversation about just joshing being the whitest thing to say, and then you guys were just joshing around. Just joshing around yesterday.
Just joshing.
I appreciated that.
Maybe wear my boat shoes might be the whitest thing. You know.
You betcha.
Also, J-Dub had back-to-back killer Ghostbuster jokes, and no one gave him any love for it. And that hurt my feelings.
Sorry,
they were perfect. They were 2 back-to-back perfect original Ghostbuster jokes.
Right over everybody's head.
Crickets. Yeah. J-Dub, I couldn't believe it. You got robbed.
Robbed. That was my fault. I take full responsibility for that, and I apologize.
Work in silence, Joe Burrow said it best.
Oh man.
Well, here's the problem. J Dub, Jay Burrow, a fucking loser.
Yeah, you're not far off.
Fuck him.
Nah, they were robbed, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that
At the
penalty,
end of that game, that
the
was some
penalty,
bullshit. Yeah, that was horseshit.
the holding penalty.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
55.
can always say that. There's fucking
But they
a-
fucked
Yeah,
up
what
at the
about-
It's not
end
a one
anyway.
play.
Hey,
It's
Yeah.
never a
No.
one play.
What about
Never-
that Higgins
you're right.
face
Rams
mask
should have
on a
won for
75
sure.
yarder? You know?
Yeah.
But listen,
I don't believe in any of that
Dicey,
shit.
dicey
Even though they
thing.
fucked up, even though
I don't
they
care. Rams
fucked
still
up
would've
that
whooped
call, when Bengals got the ball back, those 4 plays they called were terrible.
Yeah.
On second down, by the time it's second down, they take a shot downfield. At that point, you're potentially down to 3 plays to win the Super Bowl, and you just take a fucking random shot downfield.
And you don't make any of them. Yep.
Yeah, dude, ridiculous. So they
Yeah.
did
Also-
deserve to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, your field goal kicker who's 14 for 14 in the postseason is good from like 58. You just get him 10 yards, man.
Yeah,
Get him 10 yards.
Yeah, dude.
Idiots.
And just give it a whirl. Get him 10
Yeah.
Yeah,
yards.
they fucked it up, man.
No, I agree. I very much agree. Plus, dude, it reminded me of what the 08-09 Patriots when they lost to the Giants the first time. When they were just like they had a chance at the end to win it, and they just kept trying to throw bombs to Moss, and there's like 10 guys on Moss, and it's like, yeah, this isn't happening. Try another play, and then like, oh,
Yeah.
well, we're out of place. So it's like that's kind of what it reminded me of in a way.
It's like, yeah, three. They ran like 3 straight sideline just goes. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we get it. Like,
Yeah.
But that kid from Cincinnati, man, that kicker, like, and people gave him a bunch of
McPherson.
shit. They were like, he stayed out and watched the halftime show. I'm like, what strategy does the kicker need to go into the locker room for
right.
to observe? So you know what? We changed our mind. We want you to miss him in the second half. Like he's he's the place kicker, man.
Yeah.
Like put it through the upright. So he stays out for halftime. And we're like, you should really be in the locker room with your teammates. And he's like,
Hydrating.
But by the way, dude, when I'm in the locker room with my teammates, none of them talk to me. I hang out with the punter and like the third string quarterback, like one coach.
I'm
Like,
not
it's
Adam
like
Vinatieri. No one really likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
not in the Soul Train line, you know,
Yeah.
when we win. Like I'm the kicker.
Yeah.
So I was glad he stayed out there. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Plus,
that.
too,
That was a strong move.
you need it's all about your mental space, right? So if
Yeah.
that's what helps them stay mentally stronger, then fucking they can all go shove a dick up their dicks because he was fucking lights out.
Ooh, dicks on dicks.
Oh.
That's
Lights out,
aggressive.
Yeah.
You went right to the thing. Yeah. You went right to the thing.
So nice. All right. Well, very good, Bern. Let's keep it moving. Strong stand. What do you think about the Dominic McGinley episode?
Listen, I'll be honest. I was balls deep in video games when I was 8, right?
Okay.
Maybe 10. I don't know.
Sure.
Then I found this weird thing. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of it. Pussy. And it kind of changed my life, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I lost focus in the video game world
Sure.
and moved to that space, right?
Sure.
But just being honest, that whole question, like Bern was saying, that shit is so fucking hard to think of. All the video games you liked and like all the shit especially being a little brother, I had to pick, or just like you were saying before, I had to pick my shit strategically.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother was 4.5 years older than me. A lot of people are like, my brother used to beat me up. I'm like, he was a year older. You're a pussy.
Yeah.
My brother there was a clear difference, right? If your brother's less than 2 years older and you're getting your ass beat, you're pussy.
Yeah.
So Tommy, pussy, used to duck, which his brother's a monster. It helps. But like they said on his show, he said the story where they finally beat Jay. Jay turned, looked at him, and his brother's a large feller. Punched directly through the drywall, left an enormous hole in the wall over some bullshit game. But the other thing I wanted to say was with the games, the one thing that the Romeos did do besides Jay punching holes in walls like a psychopath, Jay used to bite the controllers, right? When he got pissed if he didn't do something right. So he'd pick it up and he put the fucking end of the PlayStation controller in his mouth and bite that. There's also a guy who still to this day opens beers with his teeth, right? Because he's fucking savage. Bite into the controller, right? He would bite so fucking hard, you leave giant tooth divots in the controllers, right? All good. Your controllers, no problem. You bring your controller over because you want to like play like it's a 4-screen stuff. Jay bites my fucking controller. He used to drive me fucking nuts. I'm like, dickhead, bite your own shit. Don't bite my shit. I go home. My older brother's like, hey, come here. I'm like, what? He goes, what's this? And I'm like, what's what? Punches me. He's like, you biting our shit. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. That, I mean,
I like the video game talk. I'll be honest. I'm shitting on it, but I did like it. It's cool.
what the fuck? Like, he legit would be like, motherfucker. and just bite.
He has a thing with his teeth. Like I swear, still to this day, every time he opens a beer, clank, and it pops right. I mean, first time, every time, like it's nothing.
Me and Tom lived together, and we had a roommate who had a Nerf ball from his childhood from 1993, like still pristine. Kept it in his room, like, you know what I mean? Jay was over for, I don't know, 35 minutes, and I watched him drunkenly just take a bite out of his Nerf ball, you know?
Nice.
Like instinctually, like it got into his hand somehow, and he just looked at it and just bit that Joe. Like, this is
Wait,
what
was
it
it
done.
Was it like a vortex or one of the
foam? The classic, like
the OG orange and purple.
I think it was neon and black.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and I watched him just look at it and just
yeah. Well,
who brought Tommy's brother?
Nice. So nice. All right, so let's keep it moving. So yeah, thanks for that. Yep. So like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have the Dominic McGinley episode. I would suggest checking it out. Really good stuff. Really gotten some good stuff about Iron Mountain and fucking, Pet Smart and, all that. So
it's Pet Smart.
It's Pet Smart or Pet Smart?
Oh, yeah.
Are the pets smart, or is it a mart for pets?
Is it a mart for pets? I don't think we landed on anything. I mean,
yeah, I don't think anyone knows.
I mean, he worked there and he really was like, I guess it's this, but he didn't know.
Yeah. So either way, available now on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Dominic McGinley episode. But next week on the show, we have the return of old Mickey Bats, Mike Hadfield, J-Dub. This is one that's close to your heart. So I know you're excited about it. What are you expecting next week with old Mickey Bats?
The old adopted potato has quite a wild ass fucking story.
He does.
An unwanted child just running around South Philadelphia with a crackhead father has many numerous horrific stories.
The worst is when he's talking about the cockroaches.
The way he explained it to me the one day we were in the car about how when his parents got bad, there were four children like it's a regular Philly twin, Yeah. And so, it's just levels and straight long house. His drug addict parents wouldn't go upstairs. And he's like, it was Neverland. Like we were just lawless to live up there. And he's like, we would come down and all the crackheads would be asleep and we would scavenge their pockets and collect food for the night. And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, kid. Yeah. What the fuck?
And he was also in charge of an infant.
But he tells it gets dark when you bring in the fact that he was responsible for a baby, but it is lighthearted and kind of funny when it's just like we were rummaging drunk people's pockets and crackheads' pockets for food and money and
hanging out with toots.
It has that, it's really dark, but it's also really fun.
Yeah, you gotta laugh to keep from crying at parts. But it was but the story is really good, has a happy ending, and you know what I mean, comes out in a positive way, in a positive light. It's a really interesting background, a really interesting story. His, what he's done, and it's a pretty cool one. I know you're somewhat affiliated with him too, Liam, right?
Who, Mickey? No.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know?
No, I just said I can't wait just because you said,
because he was on the show.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know him, Brad? Do you know Mickey Bats?
Yeah, I've met him a handful of times, and kind of the most time we spent was Justin and I were trying to get through this like casino mission in Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's just kind of perfect video game talk all around. But I mean, it was very, very difficult. I wasn't helping at all, but he has a spectacular
all you had to
focus.
Was leave the fucking vault in time. You crack the vault, you have 30 fucking seconds. If you don't leave the vault in time, they release toxic gas and the guards are alarmed. And I'm like, look, we'll take less money on the fucking heist. At 20 seconds, just leave the fucking vault. I don't care if we get $5,000, you fucking idiots. Just don't stay in the vault too long. And this cocksucker, me and Bradley are standing at the door, and where's Mickey?
Clock's ticking, man.
Toxic gas is going off.
We said 20 seconds. We're leaving. It's 18.
I wanted to drive to his fucking house and kill him. I was like, just pause the game. I'll see you in 25 minutes.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, he's
he's very funny. Ton of energy. He's got like insane one-liners. I don't know where he gets half his vernacular from, but he's a ton of fun to be around. He's funny.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So interested to hear his story.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. It's going to be a really good episode. Excited to get out. So yeah. So next week, available on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We'll have the Mike Hadfield episode. Looking forward to that. But let's keep it moving. So let's talk about the weekend. So Lasmeeshma, what did you get into last weekend, and what do you got this upcoming weekend?
Unfortunately, last weekend I was like under the weather and whatnot, so I kind of had to stay home. I couldn't even go like do anything for the Super Bowl or invite anybody over or anything. So, last weekend was kind of a wash because I just wasn't feeling good.
Sorry, man.
But this weekend, I don't know. I just got Steve Cabot fucking. I just got fucking X of Swords in, so I'll probably be reading this all weekend.
Whoa. What is that?
So it's a complete collection of X-Men comics. Yeah.
Oh, which comic?
It's Jonathan Hickman. He's like one of my more favorite writers. Like
dude.
Yeah, it's a full completion Jonathan Hickman. Like him, like Brian Michael Bendis are my favorite, and then
Ultimate guys.
What? I guess what.
You and Bern are just gonna fucking start rubbing dicks together. I mean,
we're gonna start our own podcast. We're gonna talk about Filoni. We're gonna talk about Hickman and Matt Fraction and a bunch of dudes.
Peacemaker.
Go on.
No. Go ahead. Sorry, I got excited about something else.
I felt bad today because I was like, it's Wednesday. I had a show to watch. And I was like, oh no, I don't, man. Boba Fett ended last week, but then I was like, but wait, tomorrow I have another show to watch. It's a Peacemaker finale.
It's gonna be good.
I'll be up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's what I was just about to bring up. The last episode of Peacemaker will be.
It's gonna rock.
Hell.
Yeah. Nice, dude. No, I'm super excited about Peacemaker. By the time this airs, Peacemaker, the finale will already be out. Loved last week's episode. I mean, spoilers for anybody, but dude, it's just it's so good. It's the music, the action. Dude, Cena can fucking do it, man. He is a fucking star. He is a fucking star.
I knew he could the second I seen him banging one of them Bella chicks. I was like, all right, John Cena gets it.
Yeah,
John Cena gets it.
The band, right? The band. I don't know. Do we talk about this? The band that does the opening theme, right?
Yeah.
They all come out and dance to.
Yeah.
Is this like Danish hard rock band, and they got dropped. They have like 5 albums. They got dropped from their label like the week before Peacemaker started, and like the lead singer of the band was like, I was talking to my agent. I was like, you might want to hang on to us for like another week, and they're like, no, we're good. And then so the show ends up using like 2 or 3 other songs they write like throughout the series, and they interviewed the manager, and it was such a like an honest, like in the United States, people would be like, look, this guy was like, yes, we made a poor decision. We should have held on to them for a week. We've lost a lot of money, and we wish them the best. Thank you. This is how business works everywhere else in the world.
Hell yeah.
Like, God damn, those guys, they really just owned up to it. They didn't make any bullshit. They were like, yeah, no, our bad.
We should have listened.
We should have listened, and we did not.
Dude, is that not like the best intro ever, too?
Oh, it's so good.
I fucking never skip it, dude.
Me either. No, I watched it every time. Same. So fucking good.
The 2 things I never skip: the Peacemaker intro, and when Matt does that read at the end, when he goes like, "Have you ever wanted to do publishing?"
It's Matt.
Those are the only 2 things I never.
You ever had gay sex without a condom? I'm Matt.
Yeah,
I love your voice. It's so good.
Yeah, it's everybody, dude. People, honestly, the ad read was in and out of some of them, but yeah, you were like. I had no idea the fucking ad read was such a hit, but
it's a fan favorite for sure.
They're for sure. Like there's people that tell me they say they love it. They love the fucking ad read at the end, and I'm like, okay, dude. I recorded that probably over a year ago. We recorded that, so yeah. Shout out to us.
I feel like that was your first attempt at radio voice, quite frankly.
Yeah, it was. Probably was. Yeah.
Like commercial, like shit, I'm doing an ad read. Like I got to be,
Soothing.
very.
Have you ever dreamed of being a publisher?
I got to be
or
very,
writing?
very sensual about printing and publishing.
Yeah. I was in the game then. So yeah, so nice. So Lasmeeshma, what do you got? And then you're gonna read the X-Men book this weekend. Or go ahead, Justin.
Before you move on, sorry, the band is Wigwam. That's
Wigwam.
Shout out, fan of the show.
Fuck yeah, Wigwam.
Listener of the show, Wigwam.
I think we can get them.
I mean,
They seem like they're out there.
I'm a DM Wigwam. I'll see what I can do.
Let's all right. So
J-Dub, I bet you can get them.
let's do this then. I mean,
5 people randomly DM Wigwam. They'll probably respond.
it'll be 5 because Steve won't do it.
Fuck is Wigwam?
So, but
I'm not talking to Pocahontas online.
Let's do this then.
Ooh.
I'll do a clip of us shouting out Wigwam and everything, and then we all forward them the clip in there.
Can you use it in the
Twitter
sentence
or whatever? So yeah, Wigwam is a great band. I guess.
Okay.
we'll say.
Hell yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So nice. All right. So Lasmeeshma, very good. Thank you for that. Let's
I'm an asshole. This weekend is President's Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You
Yeah,
buy
I'll
a
be in-
mattress?
No. I'll be
Matt, you better say that in your Humera voice. You better give us a. Would you like to buy a mattress?
Have you
been
ever
sleeping?
wanted
Is
to
your-
buy a mattress for sale?
Dog, you got the voice.
I have been told a bunch that I do have a great voice.
If
for
I don't
radio.
see you on a Humera commercial telling me if I take this, my dick might shrink, my eyes might fall out, my nose might stop breathing air, but guess what? You might not look as ugly as you are. I'll take it.
Dude, there's some fucking shit that they're selling now, right? Like some drugs, like I don't know, like Nuflexia.
If you hallucinate and see the devil, if you fly through the air with wings.
Yo, they legit are saying like, hey, you might take this, you might feel a little better. Here's some of the side effects, and they list like 30 fucking things, and I'm like,
So crazy.
whoa.
Are you talking about the ones on Peacock? Because there's one on Peacock that's wild. It's like, are you on depression medication? Take this medication to help ease your depression medication. But the side effects to easing your depression medication is super diarrhea, double murder nightmares.
Depression.
They always try to lube you up.
Resurrections.
right.
Always
If
lubing you up in the beginning. They're like, listen, if you breathe air and you like it and you can breathe air, then you need this pill. I'm like, fuck, I do need this pill. Shit, I breathe air.
Bleeding nipples, toenail malfunction. You're like, toenail malfunction? What does that even mean? I don't even understand that.
Dry heaving, wet heaving.
Your asshole cheeks may weld shut and you'll never poop again, but this pill will make you feel fantastic.
Yeah.
If you feel the urge to smoke hash out of a human skull, please call your doctor.
I'm all.
Dude, that's the kind of shit that they're doing, though.
Just Brando in Apocalypse Now at that point.
I know it's
if you find yourself being Brando in Apocalypse Now, please.
I mean, is it weird though that they list all the possible side effects, and I'm like,
crazy.
Maybe I do want to try it just to see what the fuck is all this thing about.
Some of them side effects sound lit. They're like, you may run a 4.240. I'm like, fuck, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Here's what's actually the weirdest thing is that they're advertising for medicine that should be prescribed to you by a doctor, right? So the idea of being like, you go to your doctor like, hey, can I get that don't shit your pants when you're playing tennis drug? And your doctor's like, I guess so, because they just gave me a bunch of free samples and they're buying us lunch today. Yeah. Like we shouldn't advertise for schools, prisons, drugs. Like those things should just be like,
self-serving.
Dicey, man. Like we said, you ever see a commercial for eggs? No. You just know if you want eggs. Like there's eggs there. Like I want some eggs. There you go. There's eggs. Yeah. No one's like, bro, you gotta try these eggs.
Yeah.
Because it's a neutral thing.
True.
Milk.
Well, Bern, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But like there's a flippancy and to like the pharmaceuticals where they slow read the side effects. Like remember on the radio ads back in the day, they'd be like, you're gonna have the happiest day if you're like, or you may get AIDS, chlamydia, and then they just like burn through it.
Yeah.
These guys are like, we will give you diarrhea, slight depression to cure your large depression.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. They're selling it right out. They're just reading what's gonna happen as everyone's hopping through the flower fields.
Ask your doctor about like I'm not going to my doctor and be like, you know what drug I think is good based on my English degree?
Yeah, right.
I should be suggesting anything to my doctor. My doctor should be prescribing me drugs based on what he thinks I need. I shouldn't have input in that.
Like, you're a fucking idiot. Ask your doctor about drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask him.
We got
Ask him
pills,
for
you
all the
buy 'em.
drugs.
Yeah, you're just like, hey doc, do you watch Yellowstone? Because there's this fucking drug that they're pushing.
Yeah. I'm really worried about dysentery. Like,
I think
you're good.
Serby.
Like, my wife makes me watch this show, and Xanax would get me through this fucking Kevin Costner show, for Christ's sakes.
It's a great
You know
show,
what?
you fucker.
Oh, it's
Either
not.
way, though,
It
that's a more honest suggestion. I'm just like, I understand my symptom, and
as
I
you're
understand what I
saying
need to get through.
What is this? It's Stellara. It's talking about rectal infections, tuberculosis. Yeah, this shit. There's one on TV right now.
Tuberculosis?
They're going to get watery stool and possibly watery lungs.
Stellara. Yep, you need Stellara. People are walking off a plane all happy, and then all of a sudden they're on like the top of a Vegas hotel, which I don't understand. If I take this is where I'm gonna be. Like, is that the shtick? Because I'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
It's like, is your
Hilarious.
hemoglobin wide? And you're like, shit, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what any of those
Is
things
your
mean.
epidermis showing?
Maybe I should ask my doctor.
Are you a fucking asshole?
I am. My
Get him,
doctor, like,
J-Dub.
dog, I'm an asshole.
Get
What do I
him.
take?
Nice. So, all right, very cool. So let's keep moving. Young Bradley. What do you got last weekend, and what do you got going this upcoming weekend?
Yesterday was nice. I had some quality bonding time with Justin here.
Oh, yeah, we had fun. You
Yeah,
played with your
we had a good
breathalyzer?
day. Yeah, that's right.
I had so much fun with that thing.
So, due to recent events in proximity, but not directly related to me for the first time in a long time, I did think it was best to, just double check my own habits and how it is, how I'm walking around the world. So found like a little portable breathalyzer at Rite Aid just to be like, well, I went for a thermometer because I'm 33 years old and I don't own a thermometer.
Okay.
And I was feeling sick, and I work with a bunch of old people, and everyone's got COVID and AIDS, and I'm like, maybe I should be able to check my own temperature.
Yeah.
So I bought a thermometer, and then I was like, well, while I'm at it, I'm gonna get a breathalyzer too, just so I can check all my vitals.
Yeah.
What's my temperature? What's my BAC? Am I gonna come to work today? They're usually related.
I'm assuming
blood pressure kit.
Both suppository.
Naturally. Yeah, you hold the button and you fart, right?
You went right for the asshole.
I was gonna say I like to keep them both at about a 9.8.
At 9.86.
Yeah, I like to keep both at 9.86.
Yeah, just floating around there.
All right, I'm blacked out.
I'm blacked out.
I'm fucking dead. Let's go work.
Nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we were playing with that. So he just kind of came over, went down the street, got some good cheesesteaks, shot some darts, had a couple beers, played Mario Party.
Darts.
Fantastic.
Mario Party.
Yeah, it's accurate. It is accurate.
Where'd you get the cheesesteaks from?
Montello's.
Okay.
Shout out Montello's. Listen to the
Yeah,
show.
I mean, I know what you're getting at. We should have gone to Giuliano's, but we wanted a beer and darts.
It's all right, dude. No,
alcohol.
Not Giuliano's isn't the same as it used to be. It's new owners, so what are you gonna do?
Oh, it is. I love that place.
Breaks your heart.
They're
dude.
keeping it solid. It's not quite the same, but they're not dishonoring the memory in any way.
All right. Well, that's good. Good to hear. Nice. And then what do you got this upcoming weekend, young Bradley?
Good thing you said that, because Matt just shit all over the new owners. So good job, Bradley.
Here's the show.
It's your sponsor, Giuliani's Deli.
Yeah.
Used to be. Fan of the show, listener of the show.
They just dropped us, but yeah.
Just pull the ads. I'm meeting up with a couple guys who I used to play in a band with like years ago, which is going to be fun. And we just kind of randomly keep in touch, maybe once a year, twice a year. Everyone gets together, we catch up, shoot the shit, and I'm looking forward to that very much.
Bradley's who I think it is.
It is not, unfortunately.
Don't
I just
say
seen him
his
a couple
name.
months ago.
Don't say his name.
A couple months ago before the baby.
What?
It's fantastic, though.
Don't say his name. He is shunned from the show.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
It's good though, because I have a bunch of stories where I can't use his name anyway.
Same.
I wish I knew who the fuck he was.
We were arrested 5 times together. There's no.
I saw him 36 minutes before he got arrested.
I love him, right? But he big times the show. So
Yeah.
fuck him. Can't big
I
time
got him
the
a
show.
job one time.
Same.
Oh,
I got
man.
him a job twice. Fucking guy.
My
Got him a
favorite.
job
I
at
love that
Christopher.
kid.
Fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking
Why
guy.
am I left out?
I don't think we're talking about the same person.
Talking about
Oh, you are?
yeah.
Oh, damn. All right.
Fucking shit, dude, motherfucker, fucking big time the show. He was supposed to be like our 3rd guest, and then 20 minutes before the show started, said he's not going to do it. And then I was like, "What do you want to reschedule?" And he said, "No, I don't want to be on the show." And I was like, "Why the fuck did you agree to be on the show in the first place then?" Big time.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, he does have quite a checkered.
Yeah, but we've talked like we had someone who was convicted of manslaughter on the show.
Hey, who hasn't?
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, fucking, you know, his
what are you,
passes
gay?
and his passes. We've also told stories about him on the show, like when he fucking beer bonged 18 shots of 151. So fucking like,
I'm so upset.
there you go.
I've never been so upset by such an astronomical feat.
Yeah,
That was a
Stumbling move.
It was like being Edith Evil's wife. You're like, I don't want you to do this.
yeah.
Like everyone will be impressed by this, but I will bring me no joy
no.
because I have to watch you die.
Yeah, I don't see how you make it out. Really.
What about Kev?
Unscathed.
You talked to him, Brad?
Yeah, I just saw him a couple of months ago, right before the baby came.
Who?
Nice.
So all doing well. It's fantastic. It's come a long way.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah, shout out, fan of the show, listener of the show, whoever it is. All right, so very nice. Well, let's keep it moving. Lyn Dub, what'd you get into last weekend? What do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Last weekend, Mr. Cabot made me a wonderful, beautiful meatball sandwich.
Wow.
Mwah, mwah.
Wow.
Oh, this kid. He lets me ride Luis. He makes me meatball sandwiches. He makes sure we
Wow.
have wild berry game leaf. The man's a saint.
Wow.
From what I thought about him as a child to what I think about him now is
Sure.
so astronomically.
Listen,
different.
I have to offset the gigantic asshole
I used
dickhead
to
that I
be.
usually am in life.
So intimidated, and now
He
I'm
actually does, though. You know,
Yeah.
he really does.
and he
Cabot,
still
yeah,
is.
when you first meet Cabot, you gotta, you do it. Does it's like you're presented with a different person than you come to find. and, you know.
Yeah.
hated
Rick,
it.
you really
I loved Carla Honeywell, and I hated Bull from like 5th grade to like 9th grade, yo.
Carla was
based
my
on that-
side piece.
Wow.
It's like I'm only job. That's a lie. Fuck that.
I was,
That's
I
terrible
was
to
in,
say.
when I was in 4th grade. I was just jealous. Where was I going with this? Oh, so Mr. Cabot makes me wonderful meatball sandwich. Then I take my girl out to a beautiful Italian place for Valentine's.
Oh, you
Day.
had the worst heartburn.
Oh my God. I got a nice crab
Between all that
rotini,
fucking gravy? Come on.
crab gravy, garlic
Ah.
rolls, and then that
Oh.
hollow spaghetti. That's
Chest
the
on
rotini.
fire at the end.
Bucatine? Little
There you go.
bucatine?
And
Yep.
we crushed wine. I went to a BYOB, which that's where you save the money, fellas. Go to a BYOB. You bring your own
Mhm.
fucking booze. I walked out of that
Mhm.
place with a $53 bill.
And you got crab
Beautiful
gravy 'cause
dinner. I
that
got
shit's fire.
I woke up at 3:30 in the morning on I guess it'd be Tuesday at that point now.
Dying.
I literally was having dreams about slugging water. I literally had a dream that I took an empty like gas canister for some reason, filled up with water, and I was pounding it because I was like
Solid move.
so thirsty. And I woke up at 3:30 on a recliner, like and just slugged water, ate Tums.
Ooh,
And that's what I did last weekend.
A lot of acid in the gravy. You understand?
Did you
You
go
gotta
to that
sleep on that
place
left
that
side. You
you
gotta sleep
told
on
us?
that left side, J-Dub. Sleep on the left side.
Ooh. Did you?
Digest better.
Did you?
Yeah, it's where your stomach empties out. If you sleep on the right side, all that acid lays
sleep
in
in
your
I
stomach
sleep in
all
a-
night.
Oh.
I sleep in a
You sleep on
recliner
the-
watching stupid movies drunk.
Yeah,
every
but
night.
if you sleep on the left side, all that acid will eventually start working its way through your intestines.
Oh.
Drink too much, sleep on the left. You're
Nice.
welcome.
Did Steve? Did you go to that dad stuffing place that you told us about to get the stuff, or did you
Nah.
make it yourself?
So I'm making myself, dog. I'm not. Listen, I was schooled by a bunch of old school Italian women, right?
Sure.
Not in the art of making the food, but in the art of knowing what's good and what's not. That's it. That's all I do. I eat it.
Appreciating the food.
Sure.
Say less. I seen the process. I am not balls deep in that. But so I got some regular ass arrabbiata sauce because it got the spice, but I did have world famous Oregon Avenue P&S meatballs. So anybody that knows South Philly, P&S is a staple, been there since the 50s. It's on Oregon Avenue. They hand roll raviolis and gnocchis, all types of shit. But their fucking raviolis and their meatballs are out of this world. So Giant carries their frozen ones, which they're not the handmade ones you get on Oregon Avenue, but they're good enough. They're better than everybody else. So shout out P&S.
The former guest of the show, friend of the show, Vinny Ravioli, aka Vinny Traveline, is famous for, I think it was like 38 or 39 P&S raviolis he ate in one sitting.
Dang.
Yeah,
that's bonkers. That's like wet cement just being funneled down your throat.
Yeah,
it just sits in there like concrete.
Yeah, his episode is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast.
Legendary move.
Yeah, so nice. All right, so very cool. Sounds good, Justin. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. So let's keep it moving. Benoit Pahoo. To say, what'd you get into last weekend? What do you got for this upcoming weekend? Talk to me, babe.
Last weekend was tight. I took the boy down to Philly, caught a Villanova Seton Hall game. Good game downtown.
Cats win.
Dude, that game was so good.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was.
He'd never been to any sporting event.
81-76?
Something like that. It was a 6-point game, maybe 82, but it was a 6-point
really
game when
close.
I was said and done.
Yeah.
He's, I've taken him to high school games. Because for a while he didn't care. He's like, oh, it's live. I don't care. He doesn't know the difference between the NBA and, local high school shit. But that was the biggest place we ever went. And
where was it? Wells Fargo? Or was it at the,
it was Wells Fargo.
Okay. Wells Fargo.
It was in the city. And there was a shitload of Seton Hall fans there because, they're in Jersey. So that it was pretty much packed. Started off, he was a little bit they're shooting fire out. It's a little loud. I don't know. By 16 minutes left in the first half, he was just booing people and yelling at the Seton Hall fans behind us, being like,
hell yeah,
stop cheering for the bad guys. And then
love it.
After that, I went
awesome.
into suburban Philadelphia, got some wings with none other than the host of the Working Perspective podcast, Matt Lavelle. Matt Lavelle's daughter, Horatio, who I got to meet for the first time.
I hate Horatio Sands.
Horatio.
I know.
Horatio's such a handsome girl.
You can't get a Russian name for this chick?
Horatio.
I almost called her Tim Meadows, but
no,
I didn't want to go too far.
You fucking son. I hate Tim Meadows.
Anywho, met up.
Him and Horatio Sands fucking suck.
Up with Matt Lavelle and his daughter, who I met for the first time. I don't. Yeah. That might be the first time he met my son too.
It was. Yeah.
We literally left. He was born, and we were out of Philly 11 weeks later. We had to move for my wife's job. So, so the kids pounded some grilled cheese. We had a couple drinks. Well, I had half a beer, and Maddie had a Sprite. But it was nice to catch up. We went to a place we used to work together for a while, and then I banged around, saw some other friends. It was a dominant weekend.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Yeah, it is nice to go back to a place I used to work at. That's like a mom and pop shop. Because the owners were there, talked with us, all the other guys that we worked with. Some of them are going to be on the show, and it's just it's a family spot, dude. And the wings there, they're famous for these wings. They're called pub wings. And Charles Barkley comes in, and when he comes in, he gets an order of pub wings as an appetizer and an order of pub wings as his entree. And he does double
great move
on the rocks.
Great move
is what he's drinking, right? And he's the dude. Great tipper. Tell you that right now. Chuck is a great tipper. And just an overall good dude. But yeah. So it's one of those things. We hadn't had him in a while, and we had the pub wings. I was like, these are still just fucking great.
What's the name of the restaurant?
The Pub of Penn Valley. It's in Narberth on Montgomery Ave.
Great place.
It's just a little bit out there. The best part of it truly is all bumping into old customers who are looking at me and Maddie, be like, is that those two guys who used to work here? And do those two jerk-offs have children with them?
Are they
is that
gays?
okay?
They got
yeah, like are they together?
Yeah.
And like who allowed them to procreate? So that was fun. I
These
enjoyed
children belong to.
That is.
I enjoyed catching up with everybody, but I also enjoyed one or two weird like. Is that those dudes who used to work here?
That is one of my favorite things in my whole life. Is I'm the godfather of one of my best friend's first sons, and when he first had him, like we would go to the mall together, and I'd be carrying him, and he'd have the stroller, and we'd be walking together. And like he makes way more money than I do. So if we were having lunch, like he'd pay for it, and he'd be like together, and I'd be like sexually, yes. And like holding the kid, and like look at it. We were in an elevator one time.
Thank you for asking.
I'd be like, we're raising him together. It's such a beautiful experience. We just adopted him.
We're so lucky.
Looks at me, and he's like, he's like, the gay thing didn't bother me. He's like, why'd you say we adopted that's my fucking kid.
Came from my balls.
He's like, it didn't bother me. The gay thing. I don't like that you said he wasn't really my son.
My two dads.
That's incredible. Actually, that's actually incredible.
Yeah, man. 3 minutes.
But also to your thing, Bern, too. I remember I had a rough childhood. I don't remember very many things before the age of 6, but I remember the first time in my life walking up to Veterans Stadium and seeing the ramps and the columns and all. I remember taking it all in as a kid and being like, what the fuck? And the first time in the Spectrum Center, I saw the Celtics play the Sixers, and I remember I remember the whole thing. I was just like, this is chaos. Like the building
wild.
would shake. Because you'd be up top and you'd be like, this is they let this go on in the world. They let this things in one place together.
Yeah.
Our seats were not good. So I was like, I'm not paying big money.
It's better
like,
if they're not good.
The whole thing might go tits up and we might get out of there. But no, he was like a little nervous at first. By the end, he was like, Dad, next time we go, we got to get on the jumbotron. We got to get better.
We got to be on the floor.
Yeah. He's like, we got to get better seats. We're doing this whole dance, like get your V's up. And I'm like, he's like, why aren't they filming us? I'm like, buddy, we're in the fucking, there's no lights up here, man.
The camera doesn't zoom this far.
But let's keep dancing.
I remember being, I don't know, 7 years old with my back against the wall of the top of the vet. So the 740 section, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. And just watching it, like as a kid and being like, this is nuts.
Madness. Absolute madness. It was awesome.
Beers being thrown and shirts being thrown. You'd be like, can I take this? My dad's like, put that shirt down. I'd be like, it's cool. It's got the Eagles on it. It'll fit you.
Covered in blood. There's a tooth embedded in the
collar. Nice.
Don't put it under your pillow.
I remember one of the first sporting events I went to here in Philadelphia, because when I was real younger, we would go real young. I was living in LA, and we would go to Dodgers games, and I saw Darryl Strawberry hit a home run out of Dodger Stadium. Right. But when we moved here, I remember I was taken to my first Flyers game. And I was like, this is a lot different than what I'm used to, because we were allowed to curse at the away fans. We're playing the Devils, right? And you were allowed to curse. I went.
So you were with Bach's parents?
I was with Jay Bowers' parents, but we went.
But cursing parents as well, like.
But they weren't cool with the cursing, but only here, and you could only do it at away fans, right?
Fair.
And I was like, this
very
is
fair.
I was like, this is great. And
solid
so Flyers game, doing that, the Devils beat them 3-0, and we're leaving. And then there's Flyers fans flipping over a Devils fan's car in the parking lot when we're leaving. And I'm like 8, just got to Philadelphia. I'm like, what is this world? I was like, we just left the Rodney King riots. What is going on here?
It's November. It's the 7th game of the season.
It was like a nothing game.
Another night.
Yeah, I was like, these guys are next level. Let's get the Mighty Ducks going. This is awesome. So nice. It was great. It was great meeting, catching up with Bern, meeting and doing the whole thing, and having my kid, playing dad.
Little Horatio. What a doll. What a little doll she's
a show stealer. I will say that she does get I mean, she gets I don't know why, but yeah, people say she looks good, and I don't see what they're saying. I mean, people say they look like me, so I don't know, Geez. But
I'll tell you what, she ate twice as much grilled cheese as my kid, who was 2 years older. Finicky bastard. Yeah. She was just getting in.
She loves
her style.
Yeah, little Disney
Kids
Plus,
got good taste.
Little Disney Plus and some grilled cheese. She's all right. So nice. Let's keep it moving. Strong stem. So what did we get into last weekend, and what do we got for this upcoming weekend? Let me have it.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna start real quick with last weekend. I went to a tournament. Remember last time I was bitching, I didn't get to see Eddie Alvarez, the most famous Philly fighter. I got to see Eddie Alvarez, and shout out Eddie because he's a great guy. Gave me all the time in the world, and also his kid's a stud wrestler, which is dope. Cool to see. It's tough to be a good wrestler or a good athlete when your dad was the world champion in like 6 different organizations. He's a fucking legend. I mean, even if you win one world title in any organization, they're like, well, your dad won every fucking organization alive.
You're almost a badass for even attempting it.
I know.
Like, you almost get props for even attempting it. Like,
even
if you're not great, like I know your character because you were like, fuck it. All right.
Not afraid. So his son, but it helped that he was a stud. Good for him. So then let's get to the real emotional part. Ready? Now he's gonna be serious. This is emotional. So the Super Bowl, my good friend Jay, who punched the hole in the wall, we talked about him earlier. He's got 2 kids. Yeah. Him and his wife, who also grew up in North Wales, know me since we were little kids, elementary school. They go to his parents' house at 8th and Church. On this show, 8th and Church, we know where it's at. So we go to 8th. He calls me, tells me that he was going over there with his son to watch Super Bowl. His mom, his dad, they were like parents to me, blah, blah, blah. Him and his brother Tommy are over there. So I'm like, okay, I call over. I said, I'm going to bring the 4-wheeler. He's got a son. And like I said, there's no human on this earth that looks at you with more admiration and love in your eyes when you're on a dirt bike or a motorcycle than a young male. When like an 8-year-old kid sees you roll by on a crotch rocket, the look in his eyes you will never explain to another human. It's like they just saw God. They saw God.
Yeah.
The Holy Father himself, right?
They're the coolest dude.
Yep.
You're superhero.
Yep. So I'm like, I got to roll up on his son with the 4-wheeler, right? My other buddy Kevin, he's got a 4-wheeler. He's got a wife though, so it's a little dicey, blah, blah, blah. He makes up some crazy excuse, allegedly. He comes over, we get on the 4-wheelers, we ride over to 8th and Church from my shop, right? So we're riding through fucking North Wales like assholes on the street with our fucking 4-wheelers, whatever. Fuck you, cops, suck my dick. So we get over there, and I've been telling everybody, because, I'm older now, right? I'm almost 40, so I'm a responsible man. Sure. So I tell everybody, I'm like, look, I do a lot of work on this thing. They know how much I love Louis. Louis don't got a back brake, right? And the most important thing for a stunt rider to know is when you ride wheelies on anything, you need the rear brake, right? Because when you see all those cool videos of guys on 4-wheelers or dirt bikes or crotch rockets and they're riding wheelies, you always notice it goes up and then kind of up and then kind of comes to up. So when it goes all the way up, you tap the rear brake, which locks up your rear wheel and brings the front down. Now you hit the throttle, and it's a little bit of a play between the rear brake and the throttle. That's how you keep it into what they call the balance point, right?
Okay.
So I don't have a rear brake, which means if I give it a little too much throttle, me in trouble, right? So I tell everybody I don't ride wheelies on it. It's a nice bike. I just got it all fixed. You saw me fucking raving about it. So I decide that I'm going to go, and I see his son. I see the look. I see his daughter, the look. And I also see his fucking wife giving me he's crazy on that thing with no helmet. Because, of course, my buddy's responsible. He's got a helmet. He's got the whole 9. He looks like the fucking part. I ride up looking like fucking, I stole the thing, right? Ride like I stole it. That's what I know, right?
The elbow pads that came with the rollerblades 20 years
ago. I got a fucking T-shirt on. It's 20 degrees out. Fuck them. So I get on it, and I'm riding responsibly. Jay jumps on the other one. He's taking his son around, his daughter. They're giggling. It's all great. Now I want to show these kids what these things can really do, right? Because that's one thing in my life that I know how good I am at, right? I love riding dirt bikes. I love pulling wheelies, being the dickhead. It's my thing, right?
Hey.
So I decide I'm going to pull some wheelies. Well, let me tell you, Matty, he gets a little too 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock all the way at the top, right? He gets all the way to the top.
More like 11:50, if you know what I mean.
Now he realizes we in no man's land, right? I'm like, oh, fuck. Why in this second of this moment of this part of my life, it quickly went through my head of all the times I told people that I will not ride wheelies on this until I fix the rear brake, right? Now it's all going through my head because I'm an asshole.
Literally like 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes before.
20 seconds before. I'm telling him how I'm not going to do
Literally explain to me how to operate his quad, and then explain to me why I can't try to wheelie. As if I needed an explanation on how to operate it, and then I was gonna wheelie it. But he's like, "Don't wheelie it because I don't have back brakes." I was like, "I just explained to you how to get it out of first gear. I don't think I'm gonna fucking wheelie it."
Yeah.
We'll baby step this a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm good. But he's like,
maybe
"Don't
tomorrow,
do it because I don't have
maybe
back
I'll try
brakes."
it tomorrow.
Listen, sometimes I get fucking excited when we're talking about dirt bikes. He gets excited. Now I want you to ride wheelies. You want everybody to experience the joy I experience, right?
Nice.
So anyway, I'm a little bit retarded. Whatever. So he's on the spectrum. He gets up. He realizes what's happening. Now I'm like, oh fuck, I know where I'm at, right? So one of the main maneuvers you can do is you can let off the throttle, kind of let it coast out, and you can jump off the back, push the four-wheeler back down. Everything's good, right? Well, that's what normal people do, but I'm an asshole, and I was already in third gear. So that means I'm like at least 25, 30 miles an hour. And I don't know if people know this, but white kids or any person on this planet can't run 30 miles an hour. So there's no option of me like running behind it because what I'm going to do is I'm a belly slide like I'm on a fucking slip and slide in the middle of the street in 8th and Church, right? And that's not happening. Also, what's happening in my mind is I know how this goes. If Louis starts to rock a little, he could go end over end, which usually on four-wheelers, if you land on the wheel, it'll snap the axle off, wheel goes flying, looks like a NASCAR race, right? That's what's going through my head. So I'm hanging on for dear life. My buddy Kevin explains it as, and remember, I have my boy, my other friend, his wife, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old all watching me, right?
Okay.
And she was into getting him a four-wheeler before this display of confidence and how they can't get hurt on them, right?
Oh, boy.
So in this fine display of how to not get hurt on a four-wheeler, I jump off. I'm dragging. So now this Louis tall. My feet are behind it like Weekend at Bernie, dragging along the street, and I still have the handlebars, right? So he's doing full fucking Superman, dragging my feet, trying to hang on for dear life, going through scenarios in my head on how I can correct this. Realize I'm running out of time, running out of ideas. And, I'm a pretty quick thinker. So I'm like, now it's time to bail. I'm sorry, Louis. I love you. We got to part ways, right? So I bail off the back. Kevin says it was the most, which is offensive, but he said it was the most athletic thing he's ever seen me do to not belly slide on the fucking pavement. I did like a fucking run forward, one-handed handstand, cartwheel, back onto my feet. Didn't miss a beat chasing the four-wheeler as it comes down. It gets a little squirrely, jumps a curb on Liam's old crib, right where your driveway is, Liam, and smashes the trash cans. They go fucking flying, right? I like get up and I'm all worried about the four-wheeler. I like run over to it. I look over to everybody else, everyone with the same face. Like they can't believe I'm alive. So I'm like, whatever. I come back. They're like, oh, and that's why you should have a helmet. I'm like, bitch, I didn't even get a scratch on my hand. Chill. Anyway. So then I think I'm out of the blue, right? I'm kind of explaining. I'm like, hey, this shit happens. You see how safe I was? Oh my God. I'm thinking in my head, I can't believe I didn't die either. It's fucking nuts. I can't believe Louis is okay. This is fantastic. This is what gives me the confidence to do more dickhead shit because I got in a situation and I came out fine, right? It's not a good thing for me. Anyway. So I get back. As I get on the four-wheeler, I'm checking it out. Everything looks good. I hear a door open and close. And I hear, Steven! You're crazy! And it's Jay's mother, who, remember, I told you in my episode, as a child, I used to have a three-wheeler, and in our neighborhood, I would go to all my friends' houses on the three-wheeler, pack up a nice snowball, and blast your fucking window until you came outside, right? Yeah. So she's seen me ride these things since I was 10, like a fucking maniac. What is wrong with you? You're crazy. I'm like, oh my God, did I just do that in front of his mother? I was like, oh my fucking God. So, I don't know. He put on a little bit of a show, and now I have an issue. Louis, who what I seen was okay. I bring him back to the shop. I ride around like an asshole with Kevin. We do some trail riding, come back to the shop, put him in here. And I come in Monday and I look at Louis. And Louis' tires in the front, tires supposed to be like this. Louis a little bit like this, right? With the one tire. And I'm like, uh-oh. So then I get down and look, and I think I might have fractured Louis' arm, right? So there's a thing, it's a control, but I'm not going to get into it. He broke Louis' arm. So now I have to I got a new one on the way. Louis fucking sitting there wounded because I'm an asshole. Now I hurt my fucking friend. And, I'm depressed about it, man. I'm depressed. Well,
we all
I wish I broke my arm and Louis was okay.
Yeah, we all wish Louis a speedy recovery.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Sure do.
But I mean, for all we know, that was the greatest throw ride of Louis' life. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to see how you guys make up. Maybe he's cool with it.
When I went to trade Louis and Louis' old owner said, can you ride your four-wheeler around my backyard? I looked at him and I was like, oh, for real? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. I saw like some dirt bike tracks. I was busting mean donuts in his yard and leaving divots this deep. And he was like, oh, all right. I see you can ride it. All right, that's enough. I'm like, oh, you didn't want me to do that? Because you told me to ride it in your yard. I mean, he didn't put speculation on it, so I'm pretty sure Louis has done some shit already that Louis's never seen before. But
hey, good for Louis.
And now the upcoming weekend, I don't fucking care, man, because Louis's hurt and I'm fucking depressed. And I got to be honest, that's why I'm a little bit bitter tonight. You know, that's why I'm fucking. You know, I don't know if I've been different or off, but it's a sad day, man.
It's all right.
Louis broke his fucking arm.
It's all right.
It's only a flesh wound, Louis. Stop being a bitch, Louis.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
You know, our T's and P's to Louis, speedy recovery. So nice.
T's and P's.
Well, we're coming.
I like T's and P's.
That before in my life. I like it too. It just caught me so off guard. T's and P's. No, that's official. I'm taking that. I'm using that.
Feel free.
T's and P's.
T's and P's all day, baby.
That's incredible.
Nice. So let's keep it moving. So we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here, Lasmeeshma. Anything you want to say to the Legion of Lasmeeshnators before we get the hell out of here?
Well, after that, if you're ever on any kind of vehicles and shit, it's not a car. Please wear a goddamn helmet.
Bro, I'm pro.
True story.
Dude, I'm like, I remember as a kid when we ride our bikes, like you're wearing a helmet, you're like the biggest strunza there is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like as a kid, you're not wearing them, but bro, I'm pro fucking helmet now, man. I took a spill last year on like some ice going down a hill, and had I not had a helmet on, my shit would have been fucking cantalouped all over the goddamn street. So yeah. And also I ran into a truck. So,
yeah, I was gonna say like it was like 2 weeks
to say that.
Do you have a helmet on when you cannonballed that
F-150?
Yeah. So there's also that. But yeah, so nice. Yeah.
How'd that helmet save your knee?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, didn't save it from an infection. But either way, let's keep it moving. Nice. So Lasmeesh, you're good?
Yeah, man.
Nice, good. Glad to hear.
Wear your helmets, for God's sakes.
Wear the fucking helmets. Very nice.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yep. Young Bradley. Thanks for coming on, babe. Anything you want to say to the legions of the Ginger Cocksmen faithful before we get out of here?
I just learned earlier this afternoon that yesterday would have been Chris Farley's 58th birthday. That made me sad. Thinking it's like, damn, how old was he when he died? Because he's been going forever. Could have been 58. If you're doing too many drugs, do less. I don't know. Go watch some Farley. It's very fun.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Shout out
Tommy boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
Yell at your neighbors.
Dude, the one everybody's working for the weekend sketch, the Chippendale sketch you had with Swayze.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Classic.
Living in a van down by the river.
Foley.
Classic.
Classic.
Lunch Lady Land. Classic.
Lunch Lady Land.
That's a good
Brad,
one.
Dirty Work.
Dirty work.
Yeah.
So
You bastard.
I mean, we've all had our nose bitten off by a Saigon whore, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Bern?
I said we've all had our nose bitten by a Saigon whore at some point. I mean, it's the most
Baskin-Robbins.
relatable joke of all time.
They're down
Yo,
to 16
Mitch, put it on a
flavors.
good one. Hell yeah, man. Street Fighting Stones. Or was it Rolling Stones? Street Fighting Man. G7.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
It's the best. I could do this all day.
Yeah.
R.I.P. He makes me laugh a lot.
No, he's dude, one of the greats. One of the greats.
Legend.
Yeah.
Watch Dirty Work. That's a great
Yeah.
suggestion.
Shout out.
Fucking Dirty Work.
R.I.P.
For
Farley.
him and
Hell
Norm.
yeah. Hell yeah. R.I.P. to two of the greats.
Yeah.
And like a just a pre-R.I.P. to Artie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
That's
Good, yo.
swimming.
I keep up
Can't
with
believe
Artie, yo. He's doing
all
good.
the people in that movie. Artie
Dude, have
is
you
the one
seen
who's
his
still alive.
nose?
Yes.
Have
you
yes,
seen his
nose
nose?
is mangled. He has to
Oof.
take daily piss tests to stay out of prison. He is currently 2.5 years clean.
And he runs a podcast
Good
called
for
The
him.
Halfway House, and it's fantastic.
He had to stop recently
Yeah.
for mental and health issues,
Yes.
but Artie
Yes.
is alive.
He's always
not
been
in
a
prison.
hilarious dude.
He's
Dude,
the
and
funniest
he lived the
fucking man
longest
alive.
out of that fucking.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Also,
Unreal.
Beer League.
Unreal.
Shout out.
Beer
great
League.
movie.
Beer League. If you
Great
have
movie.
not seen Beer League, if you
Yeah,
have
Beer
not
League
seen
is
Beer
great.
League,
So fucking good.
run, don't walk to see
Yeah.
Beer League. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, dude, such a great movie. Needle.
Don't eyeball me, tough
No.
guy. I fucked guys bigger than you in prison.
Yeah.
Safe. Fuck the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that was the
batting.
funniest part of the movie.
Number one. Needle
Dick.
Number one. So good. So fucking good. Nice.
Underrated.
Right. Oh, great shit. Great movie. Nice. So let's keep it on, moving down the road. Yeah, the pitching machine. You'll never guess why they call her the pitching machine. So nice. Let's keep moving. Jalen.
We've run long. I have a long and dumb Norm joke if you want to hear it.
Oh,
yes. The answer is yes.
I will give
it's
you.
Long.
I'll give you. Yeah, fucking smack us in the face with it.
I have two, so it's pick one or two, man.
Pick one.
All right, well, you can read.
I have one.
Now, man.
Yeah, no, I have I had one from last week. I never told. All right, so I'm working at a bar. I'm a bartender, and I'm working one night. A guy comes in. He's hammered, and I'm like, as soon as he walks in, I'm like, dude, I can't serve you. You're way too fucking drunk. And he's like, I don't want to drink. I just want a dart to throw at your dartboard. And I'm like, dude, you're too drunk. You're not even gonna hit the dartboard. Get out of here. He budges on. Fine, whatever. I give him the dart. Lo and behold, hits a bullseye. First dart. And he looks at me all hammered and he goes, what do I win? And I'm like, what do you win? I don't know. I look behind the bar. I've got some random obscure objects, and I have a shoebox with a turtle in it, and I give it to him. And 3 months goes by, man, he's hammered. He leaves the bar with the turtle, and 3 months goes by. He stumbles in again, hammered, and it's almost closing. I'm like, look, I can't serve you. Gotta get the fuck out of here. He's like, I don't want to drink. I just want a dart to throw your dartboard. No, again, I relent. You're very drunk. He's like, I hit a bullseye last time. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to deal with this. He's doesn't give up. And I give him the dart. Lo and behold, son of a bitch hits another bullseye.
Unbelievable.
Looks at me and he goes, what do I win? What do I win? I started looking behind the bar. I don't fucking know. I go, what'd you win last time? And he goes, I won a roast beef sandwich on a hard roll.
Oh no! He ate the fucking turtle. Jesus Christ!
Because he ate the fucking turtle.
Such a good
Jesus
job.
Christ!
He ate the
Perfect.
fucking turtle.
Perfect.
Now, while I say that, there's a GoFundMe currently for the Cabot Foundation for Fostered Four-Wheelers. You can donate it on GoFundMe.
Oh, very nice.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to reiterate, just 25 cents a day, you can supply inner city children with 4x4s at a 2-cylinder 250 stroke, and possibly a
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Have you ever been driving through Fairmount Park and decided, I'm getting through this too fast? How can I slow down and almost hit 11, 13-year-olds?
Are you does life not feel dangerous enough for you? Would you like a motor vehicle that's not street legal? And to reiterate what Brad said, if you're doing too many drugs, do less.
Do less.
That's all.
Or spread them out. Or spread them
Do
out.
less.
Yeah. Dude, my favorite Norm joke, he goes, this Lindsay Lohan, she sure can't swim a stroke, but she certainly knows every dive in town.
Fucking great.
His roast of and I know it's maybe too soon, but his roast of Saget is incredible because he just goes up there and just purposely bombs because he thought that was what his buddy would think was the funniest thing.
I believe that was a book his father gave to him. It was a joke book his father gave to him as a kid, and he would just go through and pick one out. It was, amazing.
Nice. So very cool. So nice. Well, thank you for that, Justin. Great job. Great joke. Very good.
Good Norm too. Good Norm.
Yeah, great Norm. Great Norm. So nice. Let's keep it moving. Benoit Cassay. What do you got to say to the 44th faithful before we get the fuck
Enough, man. Just thanks for listening. And it sounds like we got a couple banger guests coming up.
Yeah.
Gonna get some round tables going in the spring. I think there's gonna be some paintballing. I think this stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Paintball
working
coming
perspective
soon. Yeah,
it's
baby.
gonna get weird.
It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get loose, and it's gonna get fun. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Me and Steve actually also had another content idea we shot around the other day that we're gonna record soon. But yeah,
but I don't want to eat the cracker.
Is it us wrestling?
It's funny you mentioned that. But no, I won't give it away. But yeah, no, shout out. Expect more good content from the Working Perspectives podcast. Fans of the show, listen to the show. Nice. So let's keep it going. Strong Step. What do you got to say to the End Up faithful before we get out of here?
Ride it like you stole it, pussy.
Okay, love it. Nice.
Amy?
Yeah, no,
that's autobiography. Like when you write your book, when you write your memoirs, that you got to call it Ride It Like You Stole It.
Yeah, burn rubber, not
for
soul.
Sure.
And just for clarification, so I've had many vehicles in my life, so I don't look as insane. I know I look like a giant asshole already. When all my crotch rockets I've ever had, I always wore a helmet. Now when I do take Luis into like the Poconos and I'm ripping through woods where I could fucking go face to face with, I don't know, a fucking sequoia. Yeah, I wear a fucking helmet. But out here in the street and doing some other shit, nah, I'm good. I'm all right. God gave me a helmet. It's called a thick skull. You understand?
Yeah.
I got
Big,
God's
dumb
helmet.
Yeah.
A big, dumb, thick Irish skull.
Yeah,
Yep.
that we love. Nice.
He's ready.
So, all right, very good. Well, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast, Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, Young Bradley, the Ginger Cocksmen, Brad Richardson,
Young Bradley,
Lyn Dub, Justin Richardson, Benoit Podcasy, Bernie Biceps, Bernie Base Hits, the Bad Boy Bern Podcasy, and Strong Stem Steve Cabot. You can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can get us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please just get her the hell off me and like and subscribe so my wife leaves me alone about doing this show. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast, Weekend Poppin'. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend. Thanks. See ya. All right, guys. Good shit. Real quick, while we're
Hold
here,
on. J-Dub.
Uh-oh.
Fuck. You
Got a big,
motherfucker.
dumb, thick skull.
I didn't
You
want
don't
to
let
blast
him
him
down,
on it.
J-Dub.
I
You
didn't
got
want to
called the
blast him on
principal's
it.
office.
But did I hear J-Dub say, yeah, my buddy Mickey Batts, he grew up in one of those, like, you know, the normal South Philly twins. Where is there a fucking twin in South Philly?
You
fucking moron. Listen to me. The only twins in South Philly reside in Girard Estates, and they're like $1.5 million a piece.
I meant to say
You
fucking Rojo.
sped. He just didn't say Roham. He said the normal twin. The normal twin. I was like, God damn it, you fucking asshole. That was it.
Meant to say
He's
Rojo.
back.
All right. So either way, speaking of Justin had a fantastic idea today, and I wanted to run it by you guys.
We opened a porn channel.
Well, we've already done that.
Okay.
But I want to do this. And Justin, this was a great fucking idea to do like a video game trivia type of thing on the show.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm out.
Sorry,
No,
not a video game trivia. I mean to say just like a game trivia. Like my thought would be
Jeopardy.
Like a Family Feud style thing or something like that.
He wants to make teams?
Exactly.
We picking teams?
Oh, that's actually not a
and then
bad idea
you
at all.
can keep
Yeah.
score. We could mini bracket it. We can keep mini track of
Yeah.
who has
Fuck
what
yeah,
score.
J-Dub.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love everything about this.
I like
But
the
Maddie-
idea of teams of two because there
Yes.
has to be slight communication on the answer. But like if we get to threes and with the
Can't have
this
too many
six
cooks in the kitchen, J-Dub. Can't have
looks
too many
all
cooks in the
right.
kitchen.
Like I don't know what
And
7
listen.
looks like.
Maddie knows. He's a wrestler. He knows brackets. But the big thing is you got to make sure we kind of do this around the March Madness time. You know what I mean?
And
Make
we
it hit
bang
with the
them out
fucking
in-
basketball hits.
We bang them out
Make
like
a bracket.
15-minute episodes. Like
Yeah.
Former
nothing
guests
crazy
as
long.
teams. You can make some former guests as teams.
Yeah,
I
like
can't tell you how much I like this idea.
Yeah, it is a good
Go!
Can't
idea.
stress how much I like this idea.
I'll
Yeah.
bring Lyn. She'll suck everybody's dick.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Rin.
No, but so
Fuck.
this is
Rin,
my
Rin, hate
thought.
Rin,
We
Rin.
could do like if we did it in teams, right? And we did it Family Feud style, then you can communicate with the person over Zoom and it wouldn't matter because the other team wouldn't
it doesn't matter if they hear you. You can give away your secrets, but you're gonna have to communicate. Like if it's 3
Sign
people,
language.
it starts getting crazy. That's all my 2-3 concept was.
Yeah.
Like if we have 3 teammates and we're all like, I think it's Natalie and Brulio, and they're like, they're all talking to each other.
Was the answer torn? Yeah.
Yeah, the answer was torn.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So no, but we'd have to.
What is torn?
We'll have to do a dry run of this,
already
right?
gone.
Where it'd be like I'll host it, right? And then we'll do teams, and we'll have to do.
This is how I feel.
We can do like a dry run next week, as like or something like along those lines. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on the dynamic? Do you guys like the idea of a Family Feud style?